go ahead and start by disconnecting our battery here using a 10mm. We're going to disconnect our negative as well. We're going to go ahead and remove or unclick the 3 retainer tabs here. Right there, and there's one in the back. I'm going to go ahead and remove this bolt right here. That is a 13mm, and there would normally be one here, but ours is missing one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that bolt. Pop this hose off. Using an 8mm socket, we're going to go ahead and loosen this hose clamp here, and this one right here. This tube that we just connected from the air box comes over here to the side of the oil fill neck. We're just going to slide that off and set this aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this unit up. It might be easier if we pop this and then separate this, set this aside. Grab the air filter lid here. If you can, pull the whole unit right up and out. On the driver's side rear ignition coil, which is this unit right here, I want to go ahead and remove this connector right here. There's a pinch tab on the front of it. If you can reach underneath the fuel line here, pinch it and wiggle up, you should be able to disconnect that. Ours is a little bit tough to get out, so I'm just going to use a pair of pliers, reach around and be gentle with it, and I'm going to pinch that tab and wiggle this off. Pop that harness off, set it aside. Using a 10mm socket, there's a lower bolt and they're diagonal on the coils, one on the top right, one on the lower left. Both of the bolts are loose, the connector is disconnected, and I grab that ignition coil, wiggle it, and pull out at the same time. Grab that coil, you're going to twist it up towards the intake manifold. Pull it up and out of the way. So when we remove the ignition coil, only one boot came out with it. There's supposed to be another one identical to it beside it. Instead, what we're getting is this. The other boot is stuck inside at the base. The rest of it tore off. So what is inside is this unit here. We're able to tear out a whole bunch of this here, but the rest of it is stuck down inside the cylinder. We're able to pick out a whole bunch of little pieces. And it looks like our boot is now removed completely. So what we're doing is we're going to put a very light coating of dielectric grease on the outside of the boots. I'm going to take a little bit of dielectric grease and we're going to put it inside the boot itself. Let's go ahead and install our coil. Let's line up the boots. Work that down into place. Then we'll go ahead and get the coil bolts started on the front and rear. Once you get those bolts started, I'm going to go ahead and snug those down. And we'll go ahead and connect our coil wire here now. Press it on. And hear a little click. I'll go ahead and repeat for the other 7. I'm going to go ahead and install our air filter box base. We have this post right here that needs to go into this rubber bushing right here. Let's go ahead and get that installed. Once you have that installed, let's go ahead and get the bolt installed. All right, we're going to go ahead and install the bolt for the box here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install our air filter, then we're going to put our lid on. Let's snap our clips on. Let's go ahead and install our intake tube. I'm going to put this post into the rubber grommet. And then while we're doing that, we're going to line up the intake tube here, work that on there, compress it, and we're going to work it onto the air box itself. Let's go ahead and tighten down our hose clamps. I'm going to go ahead and hook up our tube right here, press that down, and I'll reconnect the other end right here. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect our battery now. I'll go ahead and snug this down. Once that's snug, we'll go ahead and press this cap back into place and put our negative on.